Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and you know I'm on a mission to make you some money. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we got some really important information to go over today. So I'm gonna let y'all get on up in here. But yeah, we got some pretty cool setups and some information that I wanna talk about today. All right, be sure to like this. Drop a comment. You can say whatever. I don't care. Say where you from. Say what you're doing. Say what color shirt you got on. I don't care. But get some comments and likes on this so that we can get this out to to more people so they can see this. All right. Don't be stingy with the games. All right. Don't be stingy with the games, y'all. All right. I know some people in the group got a lot of questions about okay, like what's going on and stuff like that. Um, I'll get right to probably the biggest question, which is Tesla, right? What's going on with Tesla? I talked about Tesla yesterday. Um, Marcel, I didn't wake up to $1 million or 100%. Yes, Tesla went up and it was testing the upside. It looked a little ugly at first, but it held the structure. And if you look at Tesla right now, it's starting to really make its way down. Also, if you look at it on the daily, it's looking very, very bearish. So even if we don't get the move like immediately, like we don't get it by the end of the day, it'll be coming tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to be looking to hold on to this. Right now, not down a ton, right? It's not a super drawdown, but we are still down. But we are a lot less down than what we were when it first opened. But again, it never broke structure. It stayed, exactly where it was. And when I pull up the charts, I'll go into the details of that as well. All right, who we got up in here? Who we got up in here? How y'all feeling? Forever free. What's going on? You said you knew the prosperity, made money. There you go. Hey, shout out to you. I love to see it. He said, been champion for them for a year. They're able to do for me. Hey, love that, Best B. Mark Quinn, what's going on? P, what up, man? Cortez, what it do? Got Miss Virgo in the house, QTZ in the house. Michael, what up, man? Adam, what's going on? Alchemist, how you feeling? Can y'all can y'all hear me? Is it sound issues? Please don't tell me it's sound issues and I done fixed this mic a million times. Hey Brittany, I'm doing good. I appreciate you asking. I'm doing good. Today's been a extremely busy day, but um I get to do this stuff. You know what I mean? I get to show up for y'all. I get to, run my company. I get to, you know, co-run Prosperity Collective. Um, for y'all that don't know, I also own a watch company. For people that are new, that's a big part of how I spend my days. Gorgeous one, how you doing? Big Sean, what up? What up? Yeah, definitely hit that like button, y'all. Definitely hit that like button. Yeah, the market finally coming down. Was playing with us earlier, Andres. You know what I'm saying? No, definitely hit that like button. I appreciate all of y'all. All right. All right. So listen, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna go over a few stocks. I'm gonna fully break down Tesla because I know a lot of us are in that, so I know that's very important. And then again, as usual, I will open it up to y'all for whatever y'all want to see me analyze. We'll go deep into that. And yeah, we got some really really nice moves that are forming, right? And here's the thing: whenever I give y'all a move, like I said, I'm smart, but I'm not. I don't have a crystal ball. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes things are not going to work out precisely. They're going to work out, but we might have a little bit of a struggle. That's something that, as a trader, you got to get used to. The discomfort of your play not working immediately. As long as it's not blowing up your structure, you just gotta be able to wait it out. And if you can't wait it out, you just accept the. Hey, straight up. Hey, listen, man. I'm rocking one of my pieces right now. This is a custom Benny right here. It's an automatic movement too. By the way, I don't know if y'all can see that. That camera's way over there, so y'all probably can't see it. But yeah, this is a custom Benny. So like one of these is about $3,500. It comes with an automatic movement. It got about 140 different pieces in the movement, right? So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. One of my favorites. I wear this one probably more than anything. But yeah, we got a ton. I got all types of all types of bennies. Again, the camera probably not even catching it. But yeah, say missed the Tesla play yesterday, but got in today multiple times. There we go. There we go. That's all that matters, right? Making that money. All right. All right, let's get to it, y'all. We're gonna get to it. We're not gonna waste no more time. Let me pull up Tesla real quick. Yo, did y'all see IWM today? IWM was like, all right, I'll see y'all later. IWM was not playing. Man, sorry for anybody that might have shorted that. Anybody that took shorts on that, sorry, because that joint was out of there. All right. Yeah. Oh, so were you on the upside of it, Denisha? Did you catch it to the upside? All right. So I'm gonna just let this sit here for a second, y'all. Look at this. All right. Look at what's happening with Tesla right now. So when you look at that, right, what do you see? Right. We drew out the bear flag. What it did was it retested the bear flag. So sometimes on a breakout, right, whether it's a breakout of a bull flag or a breakout of a bear flag or a break and retest from a high, right? Any direction it goes in, there's two things that a stock does. It goes and breaks a level and it continues, or it may go and it may come and retest that level like immediately. So it appears that that's what's happening with Tesla. You see how? Let me see if I can make this bigger so y'all can just see. Right? What is it doing? It's retest. What is that? It retested. It broke. It retested, and it failed. So we should see it fall. We got about an hour and a half left in the market. But if it closes like this, I'm just gonna stay in it. If it closes like this or lower, I'm gonna stay in it because there's no reason to get out at that point. And we should see a major drop tomorrow if it doesn't happen, today. All right. So again, this is the distance. Because I'm in on weeklies, I'm, I want it to happen today. It would be great if it happens today or tomorrow morning. And then I would love to be able to get out and then get into contracts for next week, right? Or maybe even 3 or 4 weeks out because I want to take this trip down here. This is where I want to go, right? This is where I want to go. We get a break of this level right here. This scenario down here is in play. This is the distance of the bull flag. So, we got it's a really good story on that. We got a real good case, like, what I'm saying, like that's supporting the fact that we could come down here. So don't trip about Tesla. I know, like I said, I know this morning was a little scary, right? Because anytime you don't wake up to a swing being up, it does suck. I ain't gonna lie. But you gotta hang in there. So we're gonna stay with this one. Um, Amazon worked out, right? So that, if you took the Amazon play that I talked about yesterday on live, you made plenty of money, right? You made plenty of money. It did reject, but it opened up, over 1%. It rejected and it went back over like one. I think it was like almost like 1.4%. It was up at one point. So throughout the day, you had multiple opportunities to take at least like 50% on a trade if you swung it yesterday, right? It was at least that much. And even now, if you took it yesterday, it's still green. It's still up. So if you took it yesterday, like no matter where it's positioned right now, like you should be in profit. Was there anybody that? Let me see if anybody take that Amazon play? Yeah, it's creating that shoulder. Yep. Yep. That shoulder is in place and it's rejecting. You traded Qs today. How did that go? Yeah. So yeah, that Amazon play, that worked out. All right. Um, what was another one? What else did we discuss? Nvidia. Nvidia worked out. Nvidia went crazy today, 3%. So that worked out as well. That was another one we reviewed. Um, what else did we do? Yeah, AMD went silly, right? AMD, I didn't anticipate that it was gonna get up as much as it did today. Like today, it was like, I think the height was like maybe like it was up almost 7% at some point. So you see this high up here. So with AMD, yo, if it closes up here, right above this level, right now it's gotten pushed below it. But if it closes above this level, um, I would be interested in swinging this until next week. So we can get a close on AMD above above 234. About let's say 234.20, somewhere around there. If we can get a close, uh, you know what? Let's do 230. Let's say 235, right? But just anything above this previous candle, the one that it broke through, a close above that would be a confirmation for a continuation to the upside. All right, a wick this large though it could possibly be ready to fall. It could be like a little fake out and then coming down to fill these two gaps that it made this week. So um, that would be my sentiments on AMD. All right, let's see what else. Man, crypto has dumped quite a bit today. It's like the moment you get a little excited about crypto, they'd be like, never mind. Hood fell crazy today, y'all. Hood fell crazy. I don't know if was that Adam. Somebody I talked about getting in Hood, and then somebody was like it broke the orb. When it broke that orb, it just didn't stop. It broke that orb around the orb was around it being down like maybe like 1.6% if I remember correctly, somewhere around there, and you see it's down 5.21%. So anybody that rolled Hood puts is eating. All right, so let's see what we got in terms of setup for tomorrow. So I'm gonna pull up IWM, and this is I'm not the expert on IWM, but um, I do like what happened today, and I wanna see if it's a little exhausted. It pulled back a little bit, like it blasted off today, and then it pulled back just a little bit. I think we continue seeing IWM go. I think we continue seeing IWM go. Let me look at it on the weekly. Yeah, yeah. If this closes, around where it is today, this could continue. It's at all time highs. The thing about all time highs, you can't start predicting like what the next level is going to be. Some people take. Oh, this is important. Some people take a stock and they go level to level. Like if it's like a $200 stock, when it goes above all time highs, the way that people start to track it from there is like playing it level to level, like every $10. That's like a standard practice. So every $10, you're watching for its reversals, and you're using $10 increments for targets when it breaks through a particular level, right? So this broke highs at 258. It's at 266 right now. So the likelihood is that it'll go to about 268 before it has some sort of like reversal or pullback or something like that. So when I look at that and I see that, okay, 268 is pretty close, it looks like, okay, possibly today or tomorrow it may come down a little bit, but I don't think it's done going up. I think it's just going to form some sort of a like bull flag or slight pullback. So I would be watching for IWM tomorrow. Don't play around with IWM trying to swing it. Don't do that. Not up here, because you just don't know like the type of volatility that you're going to get in this, right? It's a little too unpredictable to just say, all right, I'm gonna swing it because it's going up, right? You don't want to chase. So I will be watching IWM. I'm pretty sure Zay gonna be talking about that on his live as well as in the morning. So definitely keep that on your radar. MRK is another play that we called that worked out. If you took swings on MRK, it pushed up, right? It's probably going to continue pushing up in the afternoon as tech is starting to fall. So that was another play that was called on live yesterday that did work out for the swing. I'm not sure if anybody took that and like what their results were, but that worked. I see it possibly at least pushing back to retrace highs from yesterday. So I would say like 114. Um, I'm sorry, 113. It could probably get back to before the day is over. So we'll just see how it shakes out. All right, what else did we have? Yeah, yeah. See, Tesla is doing exactly what we wanted to do. Tesla's really coming down now, yo. Tesla's really coming down. It's bearish on the week, and it's bearish on the daily. Let me see. Is it below the VWAP? It should be below the VWAP. Let me see. If it's below the VWAP, yeah, we just continue to hold. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking like is the VWAP on? Yep, it is. It's below the VWAP. Yep, it's below the VWAP, y'all. So yeah, this is good. This is good news for Tesla. We just got, like I said, we just got to continue being patient. If it can close bearish, that would just be amazing. But even right around where it is right now, like if it closes like that, like in the last 10 minutes, then I would hold on to it um, for a nice drop uh, tonight into pre market. All right, all right. So I'm gonna go to y'all now. Let me see. Is there anything that y'all wanna see? Let's see. I had zero DET, maybe at least one DTE would have held the trade longer. Yeah, them zero DTEs, you got to get up out of there. In and out. You know what I mean? Nah, it's all good, Jamila. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you feeling? Nice. You said IWM is flagging two on them higher time frames. Which yeah, let me go look at it. I saw that it pulled back, so maybe like on the hourly, it's probably flagging. Probably been pulling back for a little bit. So all right. So even if it's at the top of a Bollinger Band, is it still going to continue? Yeah. So that's a great question, Big Sean. Whenever something is at the top of a Bollinger Band, you still want to apply the same principles of trading, like waiting for some sort of reversal signal off of that. So if something is super bullish and it's above all time highs, you can't really dictate exactly like you know how much is gonna go. So the reason that I just mentioned the whole thing about the $10, right? When something breaks above all time highs, and it's like it's like a couple $100 stock, like most tech companies are at least $200 price. The bigger ones. Um, the $10 is, from what I've gathered, it's like a cushion for how can I say this? It's like a cushion for FOMO, right? So if something breaks a level, the momentum of FOMO can push it up at least $10, right? Generally speaking, sometimes it might be a little higher, a little lower, but for the most part, that's kind of like the natural movement of FOMO. And then as it breaks those $10 levels, then that just opens it up even more. Like maybe the next one is a little higher, right? But $10 is generally the range that FOMO was going to carry something before there's some sort of like uh you know rationality that kind of like seeps in where people are like, hold on, this joint is going on way too long. Let's maybe we should take profits. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Hey, listen, continue to show up and you will continue to learn. I promise you that. Like I said, between me and Zay, between the TPC, between all of you in the community, you got everything covered, brother. Would you advise entering now, if not already in? You talking about for Tesla, Adam? Okay, gotcha. Joy, how you feeling? Good to see you. Yeah, Adam, let me know if you're talking about Tesla. Nah, for sure, Big Sean. What's going on? Barry Bezos, what it do? Barry Bezos in the building. All right. Um, so yeah, what stocks would y'all like to see before before the day is over? Like, what do y'all have on y'all watch list so I can go and analyze some of those moves and make sure we get everybody covered. Yeah, Tesla's pushing up a little bit, but we still got plenty of time. It's still where it needs to be. Adam, if you're referring to Tesla, um, yeah, it's not a bad time to get in. I mean, if you get in now, you got a better position than all of us. So it can't be so bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're not in Tesla now, like you have a better position than all of us. Um, so yeah, like I said, I would at least like to see Tesla come somewhere down into, like, let's say, like this area right here, this first candle, and possibly the swing low tomorrow, right? Tesla, like, if you look at Tesla, it's not moving how it normally moves. Like, Tesla is usually going to give you, like a 10 $15 move. It's only up, a dollar and a half today. That shows that there's not a lot of, there's not a ton of volume to the upside, and it's fading. We are seeing the volume drop, right? So with it rejecting off of the top, that's showing a lot of selling pressure. So again, if we can close like this today, then we should definitely see a push down on this tomorrow. And also there's not a lot of good news surrounding Tesla right now anyway, right? They got outsold by the company BYD, Chinese manufacturer of electric vehicles, surpassed them by expanding their you know their sales into bigger markets and outselling Tesla the first time any company has ever done that, right? There's a lot of controversy surrounding Elon's name. People are making different decisions. They opening up markets in places that they didn't think that they could do it. So Tesla is not in the greatest position. Kathy Woods, the owner of ARK Investment, she sold all of her shares, well, not all of them, but she sold a good amount of shares in Tesla, and she was one of the biggest, like like supporters. Like, she was like one of their biggest advocates, telling everybody to go get Tesla. And then she pulled like a big chunk of money out of them. So there could also be some things behind the scenes that we don't know, which is why I really love Tesla puts a little further out, especially with this head and shoulders into a bear flag setup, right? I really love that. So yeah, if you're not in now, like, it's not a bad time. Like I said, you got a better position than we do. But once I take profits on this, either today or tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be looking to these levels right here. So swinging it out further, but just waiting for confirmation. All right, let's see what y'all got. You said Apple. All right. D. Clark said Apple. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Apple hood. Yeah. SFM. Oh no, that's all good, man. American Khalifa, what's going on, brother? All right, so I'm gonna knock out these three first: Apple, Hood, and SFM. So let's see what's going on over on Apple Street. Okay. Oh, I like this. Okay, so y'all, we talked about this yesterday, right? We talked about this yesterday. I was saying that Apple looked like it was forming a bear flag. See, the bear flag just popped up. So we drew this yesterday on Apple, and look what it's doing. It looks like it's starting to drop out of the bear flag, right? So not only is it dropping out of the bear flag, it's also, what do we call this? I'm gonna start instead of me just talking. I'm gonna start asking y'all what is this setup right here? Y'all put it in the comments. What's this setup? Because it's important that y'all understand, right? Let's make this a little bit more interactive. What setup is this right here? So we got a bear flag, but what is this called right here? What is this? Just drop it in the comments. Yeah, we no, it's definitely a bear flag, Alchemist. Definitely a bear flag. But what is this? I want you to tell me what other pattern do you see? So yes, we got the bear flag drawn for sure. You're absolutely right about that. But what is this right here? It's important that y'all understand this. I want to make sure that like as I'm teaching it, y'all are also able to say it back to me to the point where you can go and tell somebody or teach somebody or share it with somebody else. That's how you know you really got it. So y'all let me know, um, what is this right here that I'm circling? What is that? I'm circling it right where it's at. What is that called, y'all? Two down candle. Nope, nope, nope. It's not. You know what? I'm not gonna say it's not a two down candle because I don't have my strat on. Let me turn my strat on. But that's not what I'm referring to. I'm gonna turn my strat on so that I can see like if it does like change a little bit. But no, I'm just talking about this right here. It's a two candle setup. What are these two candles? Yes, it is a bear flag, D. Clark, like somebody else mentioned, but it's something else that's going on there. So the bear flag is one thing, but it has to have multiple confluences. So what else are we seeing in that bear flag? Okay, Denisha said it. Denisha said it. All right, Denisha said it, y'all. It's a bearish engulfing. Appreciate that. Thank you, Denisha. That's great. Right. So it's a bearish engulfing. Right. So a bearish engulfing is whenever you see a red candle completely engulf the previous candle. So the body of this bearish candle completely engulfs the previous candle. You see how much? So if we move this red candle over here, you wouldn't even see this green candle, right? It's like a bear hug, right? It just completely consumes it. All right. That is a very, very high probability reversal signal. And I need y'all to understand. Okay. Um, so head and shoulders, it's a you could call this area up here one, right? this, like, you got a little shoulder over here. You know, you might place the shoulder here or here, like, you know, it could be that. But that's up here in this area. I'm talking about down here where the bear flag is, and specifically these two candles. So that's what I was referring to, y'all. So those two candles, that's called a bearish engulfing setup. So whenever y'all see that, that means that the stock wants to go down, right? And if you see it coupled with another pattern like a bear flag, then that's even more reason that the stock wants to go down. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, well, if we in a bear flag and we close with a bearish engulfing, that's a pretty good determination of what the next candle is going to look like, right? It should, the next candle should, you know, should come down at least to test this level right here at 255.72. But with a bearish engulfing this large, it may even break below that level. So if this can close like this with a bearish engulfing, I would absolutely be interested in swings on Apple to the downside, like put swings. So that's something that I'll keep on the radar. Y'all should keep on y'all radar as well. If it can stay like this, right? So these little small things is important to understand, right? This is why I'm telling y'all, like, the lives is going to really turn y'all up, because as I'm going through stuff and I'm telling you why I'm seeing something, you're going to understand exactly why I'm getting into it, and all you have to do is apply that to your trade. All right, he says, so it doesn't have to engulf the wicks. No. The wicks don't matter. It's the body of the candle. Because you got to think, wicks, in reality, wicks are not really there, right? It's almost like it's almost like if you say we in a championship game, right? And I'm up, like, my team is up. We up 100 to 75. We got y'all by 25 points. And then y'all put somebody like Steph Curry in, and he just started cooking. And next thing you know, y'all are up 103 to 100 by the time that the bell goes off. Y'all won. It didn't matter that I was up. So that's kind of how wicks are. It's like, it doesn't really matter that it was there. It's only the closing. Now, the only time that wicks do matter is when drawing levels, right? Because that's taking a conservative approach about the potential that a stock could go to. So when I see wick somewhere, that's where I put my levels. I don't put my levels where the body is, because it shows me that, okay, it has the potential to go there because it did at some point, right? So that's just a little nuance to remember. All right, Best Beezy, what up, man? There we go. There we go, man. All right. So what we got? So that's Apple. So yeah, again, y'all, Apple has the bearish engulfing, um, and I like this to the downside. So if we can hold this by the last 10 minutes of the market, this is not a bad entry. It also has a lower high. So I mean, ideally, seeing it come down here would have been the perfect setup. But even right here is still a bearish engulfing. All right, um, so yeah, just keep your eyes on that one. The next one is somebody requested Hood. I think it was D Clark. So we're gonna check out Hood real quick, get the levels on that, see if there's any opportunity forming on the daily. Yeah, I ain't bring no snack today, man. I ain't bring no little snack to munch on today, man. I gotta get a banana or apple or something. All right, so we got Hood. All right, Hood is Hood is very bearish today, right? Um, it had that failed to up from yesterday, reversed. So we knew that was going to come down. I think we went over that yesterday on the live as well. I tried to catch it earlier today in the morning, but was so focused on Tesla that when it broke, I missed it. So it did its thing. It is right here at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, which is also a previous level from right here. From let's see how long ago that was. That was like, what day was that? The previous level was on the first or the 31st of the 31st and the 2nd of January. So it formed a support down here. So it could just be retesting that support. So the lowest extreme of that support was about 110.66. Let's call it like 111 or 110.50. So it could be wanting to come, to that level and test, maybe bounce there. But the risk to reward is not super high in terms of the downside. Um, there's nothing about this that I would be like, okay, definitely swing it tomorrow, because we know with Hood, like when Hood makes a big move like this, a lot of times it'll go in the opposite direction the next day. So um, the move for Hood was definitely in the earlier part of the day. It made its move, and we just have to see what it decides to do from here. It could, like I said, it could easily bounce off of this level. So this is not something that I necessarily am interested in. However, however, Bollinger Band aside, right? It it did break below this trend line. It did break below this trend line. So there's a possibility that it comes down. I must say, there's a possibility that it comes down tomorrow because it did break this trend line. I'm just concerned about this Bollinger Band and this level. So even though it broke the trend line, what it really needs to do is come below this level, and then the play down to 101, right, somewhere around $100 to 101 is the next move. So if it can get below this level right here, um, between 110.33 or 50. When I'm doing this on a daily, it's never going to be like exact, right? Because the numbers just depend on how fat your fingers are. But it's like 110 to 111, right? That's the zone that it needs to fall below in order for the downside to be like pretty obvious. And then that first level would be right here at about 101.50, and then down to 100 and below, right? And the order block down here comes all the way down to about 90. So from $99 on down, or $100 on down, this is where institutions are looking to buy, right? So the bear scenario is in play. Again, a close around 110, and it has about a $10 to $11 fall that it could make to retest those next levels. So that's what I would be looking for. It looks like as I'm speaking, is doing it right now. So if we can close below here today, then that might not be a bad idea to swing that to the downside. All right. It looks like it really wants to fall. Like I said, it broke the trend line. It needs to break this level right here. That could be a good one if it gets down there. If it doesn't get down there, again, it could still fall, but I wouldn't necessarily take it because it's not lining up with what I need to see. Right. All right. All right. She said, Liz said she here. There we go. Liz, how you feeling? I'm good. Good to see you. Good to see you. George, okay, what's going on, brother? Absolutely. You said Amazon is suing Saks. Okay, we can go look at Amazon and see if that's having any sort of impact. Is that a gap around 255 to the left on the daily chart? Which are you talking about? What stock you talking about, Cortez? Pixel B said she wants. Pixel B said they want to see CRDO. Pixel B, excuse me, I'm not sure if I asked you this before. Do you are you this is a very sensitive way, but do you identify as a man or a woman? Cause I be saying he and she sometimes just based off of the name, and I really don't be knowing. Yeah, no snack today. He said no snacks. I'm out. Nah, for sure, D. Bay to A Clay. What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm gonna check out Amazon again. Somebody was just saying that that they're suing Stack, so I'm gonna see what that's about. When do you factor in RSI on any trade? I don't honestly, Denisha, I don't really factor it in. RSI is kind of like redundant in terms of like volume and stuff like that. You can kind of see um, when something is overextended on so many different indicators, like Bollinger Band. A lot of these indicators are saying the same thing, y'all. Like there's not really like a magic one indicator, right? There are some that I just prefer, but they're all pretty much telling the same story. So like the fear and greed index is telling you the story of the Bollinger Bands. Stocks are neutral, consolidating. They're pumping. There's greed. It's at the top of the Bollinger Band. We're fearful or extremely fearful. It's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Like that's typically going to be the case. Um, volume is letting you know, like it's giving you an idea of how many people are coming to the market. Um, you know the RSI is overbought when you literally just see stocks standing straight up. You know what I mean? When you see stocks going straight up, that's definitely not how they move. So it's typically going to be overbought. A very sharp drop to the downside for an extended period of time is definitely going to be oversold. You said that was Apple. Um, oh, you said gap to. You saying it was a gap on 255? Let me see real quick. Man, hood is falling like crazy. Hood is falling like crazy. All right. And listen, y'all, if y'all are here, for the first time, and you are trying to figure this trading thing out, I want y'all to know that you don't have to do it on your own. All right. I'm here. My co-founder is also here. There's also people in our community that are ready to help you. Right. The link to the Prosperity Collective is in the description of all my videos. So when you get, the opportunity, go ahead and click it. That little bit of money that you're gonna spend to join, I'm telling you, you're gonna make it back so quickly, and you're gonna be proud of yourself for taking action. So again, the Prosperity Collective, if you are looking for a trading home. All right, let me go back to Apple real quick. We literally do this every morning, y'all. Give yourself, the opportunity to change your life. Like really lean into it. Really take it serious as if it's something that will change your life. Like if you truly believe that something was going to change your life, like would you be passive about it or would you be like on it? Like if it was like, yo, this is the thing right here. This is the thing that you have the most control over, right? Yeah, your job is great for it's a means to an end. Keep it, pay your bills. But when there's something that you can give yourself a raise in just by raising your skill set and your understanding and your trading psychology, there's not a lot of vehicles like this. You know what I mean? The people that don't make money typically just tend to give up at some point. But if you commit to the process and you lock in with people who've already had those pitfalls and already made all those mistakes, you could really be setting yourself up for major blessings. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. When you're thinking about like how much effort you put into this thing, like that's what you're gonna get back. All right. You said 255. Was there a gap? Let me see. What time frame were you looking at on the day? Oh yeah, it's definitely yeah, definitely a gap right there. Yep, I see it right here. Yep, that's a gap. So again, I think I talked about that yesterday when I was going over Apple. That's another thing in addition to the bear flag, right? We got the bear flag, we got the bearish engulfing, and there's a gap to fill right there. So if it can get below this area right here, then yeah, it looks like it wants to go fill that gap. Um, way to call that out. Way to call that out because that's another confluence. So yeah, I appreciate that. Cortez. You see, I'm up 500 a day because of the Discord. Paid for a couple of months today. There we go, Adam. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, y'all. If you have not joined yet, you need to start rethinking how you want this year to play out. Right? You're gonna look back and have more of the same, or you can look back and have drastically changed your situation and be going into 2027 with a whole nother perspective, a whole nother attitude. And we haven't even gotten warmed up yet. Like I said, if y'all catching us right now, just watch us in a year, right? But it's no point of waiting and watching us in a year. It's better to be a part of what we're doing because the price won't be the same. All right? All right, let's get back to it. So we did hood. I'm gonna go to SFM now. And again, y'all can continue to drop anything that y'all want to see. Anything y'all want to see, we'll get to it. Right? I'm telling y'all, listen, y'all keep showing up to these, y'all gonna be good. All right. Again, y'all, like every day, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, I'll be live going over levels. All right, SFM, come on. Here we go. All right, what are we seeing here? So that's what, okay, so SFM is Sprouts. I never traded Sprouts before. You know what's crazy? I go to Sprouts all the time. I just went to Sprouts last night, getting some stuff for dinner. Definitely my favorite grocery store. Um, yeah, Sprouts looks like it wants to come down now. The only reason that I wouldn't mess with Sprouts right now is because it's consolidating. So it is sitting in a bearish order block, right? Also something to consider, y'all. When y'all see these big things right here, when y'all see a big movement, a big circular movement on a Bollinger Band like that, that's typically from like a major move. So typically like a major gap up or gap down is going to cause this to be a little off, right? So when you see these are also opportunities for when they get out of consolidation, right? So when Sprout does come out of consolidation and it decides to pop above this range of 8750, notice this circular little shape on the Bollinger Band, which is a gap down. So this means that it has a huge gap that it needs to fill once it breaks out of this range. So yes, it's sitting at a bearish order block, but it's consolidating. I wouldn't force anything out of this because you could possibly be like in a trade just frustrated. I would wait until it comes out of the range in one extreme or the other. So until it breaks the top side of the range, which is like I said, 8750, or it breaks the bottom side of the range, which is more like $74. All right. I think there's a lot more reward to the upside. So again, the 8750 break, you got this whole, gap down to clean up. So this is the area that I would be looking at it, and is above this bearish order block, above this previous high, and into this gap. All right, so definitely right down the level of 8750. Even set an alert for yourself for Sprouts, and when it does, past that and close above it, then you can start looking for opportunities on a lower time frame to enter into that. All right. But as of today, there's no entry for it. There's nothing clean that I'm seeing right now. All right. Got that. But yeah, I'm a huge Sprouts fan. They definitely got it. All right, CRDO. You said to the left hand daily. Started the year with 1,500, double my account already. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we like to hear. Now I'm about to get this CRDO right now, Pixel B. All right. Yeah, Sprouts got a stock. I didn't even know that. Tesla closing the gap today. Yep, yep. Yep, they're pushing down. All right, so we do Meta too. I got you, Liz. All right, no, no, for sure, George. All right. So we do CRDO. All right, so we got Credo Technology. Let's see what we got here. There's so many stocks on the market, man. Like it's like I be learning new stocks every day. There's so many different ones. This is a nice setup. This is a nice setup, Pixel. Um, we got the a rejection. So here's what I'm seeing: a rejection at the same level, right? On a bearish order block. It came into that bearish order block at the same level and it rejected. That's good. And then it came down lower, creating a bearish engulfing. We talked about that just a little bit earlier, right? So for those who are just joining or may not know what a bearish order block is, what a bearish engulfing is, it's when there's a red candle, right, that engulfs the previous one. So this is a bearish engulfing coming off of a test of of the same resistance level, and then failing, right? So tomorrow, if it closes like this wouldn't be a bad overnighter, down to about here to 149, and possibly 146. Again, as I'm saying this, one of the people that that are in the group, I think it was Angel that said it. We definitely got to start putting these little like disclaimers on the videos. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say it now. I am not a financial advisor, right? This is not financial advice at all. I'm just here talking to y'all, trying to entertain y'all, have a good time, laugh about some levels, you know what I mean? And if you see something that looks good to you, that is completely up to you and your own mind, your own individual mind to take those. All right. I'm just on here talking shit. I don't know what's going on. All right. So there's a bearish engulfing right here. So again, like a closure like this really really looks good to the downside. So here's another rule of thumb, y'all. With tomorrow being Friday, I'm not I'm not big on next day swings going into Friday, right? It's just you could literally wake up with all your money gone. If you know what I mean? Like even if you got a stop loss, your stop loss can't kick in overnight, right? It's like if you got a stop loss of 20% and it opens up in the pre-market, like down like 2 or 3%, you lost 100% of your trade pretty much. Maybe like 99, 98, because there's still a little bit of time left in the day. But when it's Fridays like this, if I'm swinging, I'm definitely looking to swing into the next week or beyond. All right, but I do like this to the downside, CRDO. It looks good, like I said, off the order block, off the top of the Bollinger Band, engulfs the previous candle. Yeah, I can see this coming down. At least retracing this level. It also has a little bit of a gap right here, around 142.50 that it needs to close as well. So yeah, we could definitely see some downside on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put monitor for downside. I'm not gonna take this play, um, but but it is a pretty decent setup. All right, I'm gonna go back to Amazon because I know a lot of people want to see that. I'm telling y'all, look, everything that I've talked about this week has worked out. Pretty much every play that I've talked about this week has worked out. Right? Even Tesla, which I'll get to in just a second. I started talking about this when I first got on the call, but it's changed since. I'm seeing it, and I'm gonna go over Amazon real quick, and then I'll jump into Tesla. So Amazon, worked out this morning. It was up like 1.3%. People made their money and took profits. It's just coming back and retesting the level, right? So with Amazon, we're in a bullish order block. If it continues to hold the level right here at what 236.31, 236.50, somewhere in that area, it's more than likely going to continue to go up. However, if it does break below that, you know, it can very well come down to the last swing low, which is about 225, 224.84, right? But it would need to break through this mean right here and break through this bullish order block. So with the amount of volume that that Amazon had coming into it the other day, and how it opened today, I think the likelihood is that it continues to go up tomorrow, but it could possibly fall too. It's not a beautiful setup anymore, right? It's like the volume was coming in yesterday. It did make its move, and it failed, at some point in the day, and pushed down a little bit. So it's still green, but it did push down a little bit. So it's possible that the upside is being exhausted. So I don't see there's not like an obvious play here. I would just leave Amazon alone, right, and just wait to see what tomorrow brings. All right, that's Amazon. Let's go do Meta for Liz. Let's see what Meta's talking about. Yeah. Hey, Zay, hey, Zay like to pull up at 12:30. He like I gotta go rewatch this. Yeah, no. Definitely go rewatch the live, man. Nah, for sure, Pixel. I got you. Definitely go rewatch the live, y'all. What are you closely watching to purchase shares? Good question. I get to that in just a second. Dinesh, I got you. Meta. All right, y'all. So Meta has something that's really key. I want y'all to remember this. Matter of fact, we're gonna go back to the interactive part, right? So when you see a reverse hammer, meaning this right here, right? When you see this right here, what does that mean? Y'all probably can't even see that. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Y'all probably can't see it. Y'all see that? What is that? When y'all see a reverse hammer, what does that tell y'all? What does that tell y'all when y'all see a reverse hammer? I wanna see something real quick because this is a teachable moment right here. Because Meta has one of those forming, but I want y'all to tell me what that means. When you see a reverse hammer, right? You see the reverse hammer. What does that mean? Come on, lock in. Lock in. Let me know what that means. What does it mean when you see a reverse hammer on a trading chart? What does that pattern mean? What does that candlestick mean? I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to answer that. It's important to understand these things because if you're not understanding these things, like when I tell or point out certain things, it may not make sense to you. So I want to just make sure that, like, at at these different turns, like y'all understand everything about like what we're discussing. Sellers are in control, exactly, right? So what does that mean? That's a bear. Yep, there we go. Bearish sentiment reversal, right? All right. So that means what? Downward? That means downward, right? Y'all let me know if that means downward is what you're saying. Sellers in control, reversal signal, that's what y'all saying? Let me see where y'all at with the knowledge. Coming down heavy. Okay. All right, I'm about to show y'all something. I'm about to show y'all something that a lot of y'all may not understand, right? It's extremely critical to understand this. All right. So if you look at Meta kind of has one of these, like like a hammer, right? It's not a full hammer. Some would call it a doji, because it doesn't have the full body down here. But we could, some people call a hammer something that just has a longer wick. A reverse hammer, something that has a longer wick to the upside, and a little small body, and maybe even a little wick on the other side. That could still be called a hammer, right? Or a reverse hammer, right? I want y'all to understand that positioning of a particular candlestick. A lot of people don't tell you this when they're teaching it. The positioning of a candlestick can completely change what it means. So if something is a reverse hammer and it's happening at the top of a move, then of course it means that it's reversing and coming down. But a reversal hammer at the end of a down move like this right here actually doesn't mean that it's going to continue to come down. It actually means that it's exhausting the downside. So I've seen people in plays, and it also came and filled this little small gap that it had anyway. But I've seen people in plays where it was going down, and then there was a reversal hammer at the end of it, and they are literally getting online and telling everybody it's a reversal hammer, so you know what that means. It's going to continue to come down, and it's like, nah, it doesn't actually work like that. When you get a reversal hammer at the end of a consistent down move, that is the volume lowering, that is the downside being exhausted, and it still means reversal. So shout out to everybody that said reversal, because that's what it means. It doesn't mean reversal to the downside, it just means reversal. So I think QTZ said it, and Denisha said it, right? So it just means a reversal that could be taking place wherever it's located. So if it's going down and there's a hammer at the end of the down move, that means that a reversal to the upside is coming. So I use this to show y'all that that's kind of what this is. Obviously, it's like I said, it's more of like a doji, but let's just call this a reverse hammer because it does have a longer, like top side wick. And it could end the day, with a slightly longer body to the downside, which would make it a hammer. But this is more likely to go to the upside based off of this movement. It's also inside of this previous down candle, this previous bearish candle. So what I would be looking for Meta, Liz, and everybody else interested in Meta, is a confirmation tomorrow. This, you could front run this. I wouldn't recommend it, only because, like I said, Meta can move crazy, and Meta may also be wanting to come back and retest this area here to form a double bottom. So that play is still in the mix. But the likely scenario is that we go up tomorrow, right? So take note of this, record this, whatever, right? The likelihood is that we do go up tomorrow, and then we get a confirmation. So depending on how we open tomorrow and what levels we break in the first 15 to 30 minutes, I'd be interested in taking day trades on this to the upside. And then if we can close out tomorrow with a higher high and a higher low, I would be very interested in swinging this to the upside with a target of 652, right? Obviously, 652 is a target that it would probably hit over the course of a couple of weeks. Could happen earlier than that, but I would definitely have my contracts out 2 to 4 weeks when swinging this tomorrow if we get the confirmation. So I'll be on live again tomorrow talking about it. But Meta, like I said, I need to see a close of a higher high than 624.50, and obviously a higher low than whatever this is down here. So a higher high and a higher low green bullish candle tomorrow could activate and open up the opportunity for Meta swings to the upside. All right. All right. So that's pretty much all of them. Let's go to and Denisha, in terms of like stocks that I'm looking at to acquire. Right now, there's not something that's like the market is up a little bit too high for me to go buying. So I'm not really seeing anything. The only thing that I'm buying now is just like my automatic reinvestments on my dividend stocks. So the stuff that I have on a drip strategy is just like whenever the dividends pay out, it's just repurchasing it. But in terms of like taking a large chunk of money and going and dumping it somewhere, we're not there in the market right now for that. So I'll be waiting for another major pullback. All right, so let's go over to Tesla. All right. So again, back to the main event, y'all. This is what we've been waiting for literally all day long. Right? Some people may have gotten out of this. Some people might have called it quits on this one, but it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Right? It came back up, it retested the bear flag, and then it pushed down into a bearish closing. We got 22 minutes left in the market. As long as it can close bearish, we're staying in the trade. And we should see tomorrow open up down pretty much. Right? I'll be watching on Robinhood in the overnight market, right? I'm gonna be looking on that account to see what's happening in the overnight market. But we're pushing down on Tesla after it was testing highs all day long. It finally failed and fell through the low of the low of day, created a new low, and it also rejected off of the like I said, the test to the upside. So this is really coming down. I really like this. If you're in this now, just continue to hold. All right. Yep. So if anybody got so Adam, if you got in those puts when you asked me about them, you should be up nice right now. Right? Everybody else that's in them, we should be. He said, "Me, Mr. Vincent does this." Yeah. I might break out the hammer dance. Depending on how we open up tomorrow on Tesla. But yeah, like I said, everything I talked about this week has panned out, y'all. So definitely make sure you continue to just lock into these to get the game on what we're doing before the day is over and the next day. Germantown Media, hey man, how you doing, man? Checked out the. No, I haven't had a chance to Germantown Media, but did you send that to my email? If you did, I'll check it out. It has to be 70% to show direction. Yeah, exactly. So just a larger wick on the upside for it to be considered like a hammer. But again, Cortez, remember, if that hammer is at the end of a consistent down move, it is important to understand this. If it's at the end of a consistent down move, it means a reversal to the other direction. It doesn't mean continuation to the downside. All right. Unless it's like a pullback situation or a retest situation like we're having with Tesla right now. All right, not sure why I'm down 50% on Tesla. I thought I would have been at least break even. Yeah, so you'll see with the delta and theta that tomorrow, once we get a bigger push, that you should have more you should see those contracts move a lot faster. I'm also not sure like what point you bought in at, like what your average price was or whatever. But that may be something to look into as well. All right. Are there any more that y'all want to see? I do want to give y'all some time to get back to the market, but if y'all got like one or two more that y'all need me to go over, just go ahead and drop them in the comments, and I'll knock those out real quick. All right. Also, y'all, like I said, if this is your first time joining, welcome. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm here every day, 11:30 Pacific and 2:30 Eastern. Okay, this is all about y'all. This is all about getting you familiar with with trading in the market and getting a couple of plays locked in for you. Of course, the very specifics you will get in the in the group. I can't give away everything. Even though I'm pouring, you could go take this information off my YouTube and my lives and go make money. But we still got to take care of our people that are in the Prosperity Collective. All right. And if you are looking for a trading home, I can't think of another place on the internet where you need to go. Right. We got so many examples of people who have like literally begin to change their lives. And we want you to be one of those people. Right. The thing that's different about our group, I would say the biggest thing is the fact that you get to talk to us. Right. You get to talk to us directly. We answer your questions as quickly as possible. Everybody is seen. We are growing at a pretty rapid pace. I don't know what things are going to look like a year from now, which is why there's such an emphasis on people joining now, while we still have this community feel. So if you've been looking for a trading home and you haven't found one yet, you're not really too excited or thrilled about other places you see on the internet, lock in with us. All right, hit the link in the description of any of my videos, any of my lives, and go ahead and sign up. All right. Netflix. All right, let's do Netflix. Let's knock out Netflix. Yeah, we were looking at Netflix yesterday, and we were saying that they could possibly go up because earnings was coming up. So let's see. Did anybody take Verizon? I didn't talk about it or anything like that, but I was getting a lot of messages from like from back home where I'm from, like Maryland, DC area, that a lot of them, like, their phones were just not working. So I know that pissed a lot of people off. So I was thinking like, damn, Verizon's probably going to dump tomorrow, and it looked like it did. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Netflix came down. Well, it looked like it started. It looked like it started up today and then came down. It's right here hugging the Bollinger Band. Um, it's not a. It doesn't have a sharp move down with the hammer, but it is a little slight hammer at the end of it. I don't really see anything here on Netflix. I would just kind of sit Netflix out for right now. Um, there could be some really good action on earnings. There is something that I do right. So if you're new to the channel, you probably haven't heard me talk about this, but excuse me, there is a strategy that I use when it comes to trading things that are extremely volatile, and that's called sizing for zero. So if there's a certain setup that I'm interested in, right, I will size a trade for zero. So what sizing for zero means is, all right, whenever we're getting ready to get in the trade, say you're leveraging $1,000 and you're looking to earn 200, so you're looking to make 20% off of that $1,000, and let's say your stop loss is maybe like $100, so you got a 10% stop loss, 20% take profit, and you're leveraging $1,000. Well, that leverage, that $100 that I'm sorry, that risk, that $100 that you're willing to lose, sizing for zero, that then becomes your full trade. So if you're entering a trade and you're willing to risk $100 loss, and you're accepting that loss if it doesn't work out, you can make the loss the full size of your trade and trade something that allows for that size. IWM is perfect for this. It's a little harder to do it with more expensive stocks, depending on how much money you're working with. But if you're, if you're a new trader and you're working, $100 is the most you're willing to lose on a trade, you could take $100 and put it in 2 to 3 contracts of IWM and literally let it ride for the entire day, not randomly, but if you see something. Same thing with Netflix, right? So if you want to play earnings, the way to play earnings would be It could be post earnings, right? Or if you want to catch the possible overnight pump because you see something, or you have, you have something that convinces you that it will go up, then it is okay to take a play that is risking what you're already okay with losing. I'm not saying that this should be your trading style. I'm not saying that this should be a habit, but it is a way of testing out certain things and possibly giving your portfolio a little bit of a boost with a very small amount of risk, right? Because it would be just like a normal day of you losing in a trade. We do take losses occasionally. So, like I said, if there's an opportunity to like 4 or 5x your money, and all you got to risk is the same amount that you would have been risking anyway, why not take it? All right. So I want y'all to understand, like, there's so many different things to integrate into your trading as you start to get more familiar with it. Again, don't let it become a habit. You're not gambling. You're not just taking something randomly. You need to be watching for some sort of clean setup, right? You're still trading. You're still sophisticated, right? You're still like waiting to, to find something that is based on your technicals and following your rules. But sometimes you might want to take the leverage part down and only put the risk in, which is the amount that you're willing to lose the whole thing of. This is going to allow you to stay in the trade much longer and actually really test to see how far this stock can go. Somebody, for example, might have taken IWM yesterday to the upside, and not randomly. They might have been like, oh, well, IWM closed bullish, and despite what I may have thought, or Zay may have thought, they may have seen like, okay, I think that this can continue to go to the upside. So they may say, okay, if my normal risk is $100, like I'm okay with losing $100, and this has the potential to go in 4 or 5x, like turn my 100 into $400, $500. Why wouldn't I take it? Right? So just start to understand like when moments like that are necessary, when it calls for it, and start to follow, your own, intuition, your own setups that you're seeing yourself with that particular strategy. All right, but at all times we always are keeping risk management, in our forefront. All right, so it's like, I think it's like a few minutes. I've been talking for a little bit. It's like a little bit left in, like 12 minutes left in the market. Netflix is down. I think Tesla's continuing. Yeah, Tesla's continuing to push down. I'm gonna hop off here in a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hop off now. I wasn't able to get to CVX and ARC. If you guys are in the group, maybe I'll do a little brief breakdown in the group later. But I still got quite a bit I gotta do. I gotta get on the phone with a client. We got the work session later in the group for those that want to learn more about the bots and stuff like that. So I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Again, I appreciate y'all taking the time to show up for yourselves every day. It's going to be a tremendous help as this starts to compound over time. Right? You're going to look back and be like, damn, I really know this. You're going to be able to teach it, share it, all of that stuff. All right. And again, if this is your first time landing on my channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I also would love to invite you to the Prosperity Collective, okay? We're a collection of people that are just building, right? Every single day, getting to it in the market, right? Every morning. The link is in the description of the link is in the description of this video, as well as all the other videos that I posted. I think it's close to 450 now, right? Go find a link, go find a video, click on it, join, and I'll see you on the other side. All right? Y'all take care, man. It was good seeing y'all. I'll see y'all right back here tomorrow.